YouTube, I'm here with the Wooded Beardsman. We're catching and cooking the invasive rusty crayfish, but that's not where this adventure starts. So follow along and see where we end up. Hey YouTube, look who I found. We have a few plans, so you're gonna have to follow along to see them all. And to start, we are making a frog gig, and we're gonna try our luck catching some bullfroggies alongside of this noisy highway. You ready to rock?
My boots.
Oof. You're doing a great job.
Oof. It's gonna be the best frog gig ever made, because it's gonna be the first and only one probably I'll ever make. Hopefully. And then I'll have a frog gig for life.
There you go.
This stick's been hardening for a year.
Yeah, so it was hard to cut through.
It's very hard to cut through. We probably don't want it to be too small, right?
No.
Just small enough. Maybe save some energy from gigging.
That's a good fit.
And that's good?
Yeah. It's in pretty deep, and there's going to be 2 screws in there, so.
Oh, that is actually really good. Okay. Sure.
Yeah, we're going to get industrial here. And industrious.
Hope we don't get hit by a car. Turn this way. Oh, it looks so professional. It did split though. Probably should have
pre-drilled.
Pre-drilled. Might have to make this again some other time.
Uh-oh.
As long as we don't lose the head. Maybe I'll leave this. Back it. I do it 3 times. No, still cracked. That was the game maker.
Oh yeah, yeah, and the beaver's over in the corner. And he just snuck in there.
Beaver?
Yeah, I can hear him chewing on wood. There's another one over there, but it's not easy to see. What do you see?
Oh, there's a beaver over there.
Oh yeah.
Right there.
Oh yeah. It's on a night mission. Lots of bugs.
Tons of bugs.
Yeah. Did you see any fish?
No.
No. I hear a lot of green frogs though.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, muskrat. Hey, buddy. Yeah, well, there's lots of green frogs calling, but we haven't heard a bullfrog yet. But I feel like it was worth it to come out just to. We just chatted with a guy for a long time, and he had all kinds of good stories about local spots. So might give us some info to go on tomorrow when we're out for another adventure. Kasploosh! That's the beaver slapping his tail. No shortage of garbage here, unfortunately. People been fishing and throwing, or maybe some of that's just from cars going by and throwing stuff out. Oh, there is a green frog. See if I can zoom in on that guy a bit. There he is. One green frog. Good carp. Where'd that crayfish go? He's right down there by that rock. There he is.
I'll get the crayfish. Where is he?
Just right here. So we scoped out a spot last night that had a whole ton of crayfish. So I think we're going to add those to our catch list for today to put together with a meal. Or just or grabbing some worms. So we're going to do a little urban fishing, a little urban exploration. There, Chris got 2 dozen worms, and can't decide. I was splurged. I went to Cabela's and I bought some brand new polarized glasses, and they're so nice. And I bought them because My other ones are not so nice anymore. They're all scratched and like rubbed out, and I can't get them clean anymore. So I have to decide if I'm fishing in style or in my beaters.
Oh, well, you got to
think?
You have. I'm in my polarized.
Yeah.
It does make a difference.
Oh yeah, yeah, polarized. I wouldn't buy glasses unless they're polarized.
Oh, in this river, there's shallow spots, and then there's some spots that are a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
And that's where the fish are.
Yeah.
But you can't see if you just have normal.
Yeah, normal glasses.
Or regular unpolarized.
I know you switched for a while because the problem with polarized glasses is when you're looking at the little camera screen, it kind of ruins it for you. You can't see what you're doing.
Yeah, I can see yours, but I can't see mine.
No.
Mine.
Yeah.
I can't do anything with the camera.
I find it's the same with like cell phone screens a lot of the time with polarized glasses. You can't see the screen. You gotta like take them down a little bit.
Yep.
Anyway, we're gonna go hit the river.
Yep.
I decided to wear my beaters, but look at this. All these years that I've been portaging that heavy 17-foot canoe, and Chris has had this Kevlar sitting in his yard the whole time. Made in Canada. It looks like this part of southern Ontario is in a real drought right now. Looking pretty dry. And look how sad these leaves look. They're dry as well. Would you say the water levels are pretty low right now, or
Medium high.
medium high?
Yeah.
Okay. It's just dry on the ground. The river's
Yeah, this is
staying
pretty
good.
standard. Like
Okay.
it's muddy, so it's probably rained in the last few days.
Yeah.
It's pretty standard.
Okay.
Slow moving water.
Yeah.
Low, slow. Flat water, pretty much like a lake. The flow is this way, but you can't tell.
Yeah.
You'll be able to tell in some of the riffles, but there's not a lot of riffles.
Okay.
So we're basically going to be looking for, like, there's pike and bass in here. We're looking for the deep pockets.
Yeah.
I had no luck trolling, but I think the bass are probably like finding little holes and just sitting in there.
Yeah.
So if we toss in, we'll have a better luck. Like, I think trolling maybe something bigger, you might get a pike to come out.
Okay.
There's apparently some pretty big ones in here, big bass here too.
Yeah, yeah.
But trolling the worm didn't work. So
we're just gonna drop them in the pockets.
yeah, I've got some secret spots we can find,
Yeah.
which we should get us into some bass. So if we can fight the sun, we'll be good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, it's warm.
It is toasty. It's super shallow in here, so
There's 2 ducks. I'd eat those in a second.
yeah, and they're dung here too.
They're what?
They're dung here.
Yeah. Well, yeah, if this was up north, they'd already be in flight.
Yeah, it's too bad they're not in season either. That'll be something to try one day. Do a river duck challenge. We've done a few of those.
I think they might be molting, eh? And that's maybe why they're not flying.
They're also very urban.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They see a lot of feathers on the water.
Yeah, they are molting. The geese were especially. They're kind of in that in between stage. There's a bass, small bass.
Tons of bait fish here.
Oh, what the heck, dude?
Oh, what's going on?
Third time.
Yeah, 3's a charm.
Oh, you hit the
Yeah, bounce it right off the rail bed.
right off the trees.
Thanks. Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a little sucker. Little creek chub.
Oh, I don't think we are.
Ah.
Oh, he fell in by accident anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, by accident. Fish, 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 fish. That's a decent one for here too.
Yeah.
Where's the net?
Yeah, I was just gonna say. You're on your own net.
It's gonna be small, but it's gonna be a keeper.
Is that a bluegill thingy? Oh, it's a little bass.
Little
okay.
bass. Not what I was hoping for, but it's gonna be good enough for
Yeah.
the challenge, and it's barely hooked too.
Nice.
Little smallmouth. We should be able to get maybe 3 or 4 times that size, but we're not taking any risks today. Might be able to get another split shot.
Yeah. Please and thank you.
Mr. Tackle Box 2?
Well,
The whole thing? You can choose something if you want to try to go for bigger pike. We got Mr. Tackle Box things. You just want a split shot though, so that's going to come up with a regular kit. Thanks. But yeah, subscription comes monthly. You guys get a whole bunch of new goodies. So if you want to support a good American company, Mystery Tackle Box. I've got them all here, and we're going after the smalls right now. We might switch over to the bigs after. Some big animals. Some big lures, because I know there's some big pike in here. I just don't know where they are.
sure. We can add to our bass stash.
Yep, bass stash. Compared to what we've been getting, yeah.
Oh, bluegill.
The bluegill.
Nice.
Is that a keeper?
Yep.
Alright. We have a bag of smalls.
Well, and with bluegill, where there's one, there's sometimes 100, right?
What a bluegill. I think that's the first bluegill I've ever caught.
Nice. Time to switch it up. And
Talking to me?
sure.
Tell yourself.
Talking to the thousands of people out there, the millions of people who want to know about a 72-hour catch and cook challenge. A random assortment of small adventures in southern Ontario. So we know what this river's got. We're gonna move on to shadier locations. I think it's probably what, 30 degrees?
At least.
Pretty sunny. There's I mean, you can see the fluffy clouds behind me. There's some shade breaks here and there, but it's pretty hot to be doing this for some rock bass and bluegills and smallmouth bass. So I'm gonna try something else. Well, this should be a familiar place for a lot of you. We are hanging out with Kevin from Modern Self-Reliance, and Chris and I have done a lot of stuff here before, so you'll recognize the small cabin. Check it out. Still looking good, but there's so much more going on here. I'll give you a very quick tour, but you should pop over to his channel and see what he's been up to, because he doesn't stop. Remember, we did some cooking in there before. This little stone oven. That's where we hung all the geese we shot during the big wild year. Chris just did an unboxing of this bad boy, and we have already been doing a few practice shots. Got to try out this sweet recurve made by Riverbend Longbows, and then some of his arrows, and some by Jay Valenti. Where's Riverbend Longbows? Getting some glare here. Too much glare. Sorry, Ray. There you are. Some duck decoys we did some unboxings of. There's a lot going on at the pond here. I see the bubblers running, that's good. Keep it oxygenated. Now, a lot of this stuff is new from the last time I was here. But look at the forest cube up there. It's looking like a fun adventure spot. A little rooftop patio. And check out this one. Round log cabin. I like the look of that. There's like a hot tub project going on over here. A raised fire pit with like fenced in rocks and a poured concrete top. That looks pretty handy. Look at this workstation. Nice. Kevin the Woodchucker, you make good stuff. I mean, Kevin from Modern Self-Reliance. Here's where all the maple syrup magic happens. Looking good. Log cabin with cement chinking and a homemade syrup evaporator. Look at that round window. It's cute. Anyway, we're still on our mission for some more food. We are gathering together, hopefully, a bit of a feast, and we're going to cook up everything we collect over 72 hours. We have a little more fishing perhaps in a new location. Going to get back to that spot where we found so many crayfish, and I'm loving the idea of a crayfish boil. Might also go after rainbow trout. Wait, I'm going to get all camoed up too. We're going to do a crow hunt. It'll be a, is that surf and turf? I don't know what that is. Crow and fish and crayfish. Camouflage time.
Yeah. Do you want to put one in?
What? I know how to do that part.
You can handle that
part?
part?
How do you release the bolt? Just the bottom piece
button.
again? Oh, the big button.
The button.
All right.
So button?
Yeah. And then feed 2 underneath.
Yeah.
All right.
2 under. If it doesn't work, rack it.
Yeah, eject them.
Yeah, and then swear a little bit.
Okay.
And then you check it, see, make sure you got one in there.
He gave me shells that say handicap.
And then you got to press that too.
Okay. Well, yeah. So I'm not going to go up on the forest cube. It's a little bit too exposed, so I'm going to hide probably underneath it, or just in the shrubbery here. And most of the footage I think is going to happen on Chris's camera, but I will set my camera up somewhere to catch some of it as well. Using this gun. What am I using? A Browning semi-auto. This is Chris's gun. So here we soon go. Oh, I didn't even show you the decoy setup. They're over here mobbing that owl. So there's 2 stationary crows and then the 1 flapper. Well, that went better than my last few crow hunts, I'll tell you that. They came in right over the pond here. So, I don't know if the owl was a big factor. This crow that's got the movement on it is real helpful. And there's two crows. So now we've got 2 crows, bag full of fish, and get some crayfish, and then the rainbow trout in this pond. We're gonna have a little try here too as well. Just gonna clean these 2 crows by, I'm just breasting them out. I'm just gonna do a quick, a relatively quick job here. They're a little more solidly put together than something like a grouse or a pigeon, but taking them apart. This just goes over in the bush?
Yep, in the bush. Done.
Done.
I get to eat.
Soon. One day, groundhog. One day.
Alright guys, we're gonna try something a little bit different. We're gonna try to get 30 or 60. There's 60 crawfish?
Sure.
We can try for 60.
This is our crayfish hotspot, so hopefully as it gets dark we start to see the crayfish come out. Right now I see little pumpkin seeds and little smallmouth bass in there, but I don't see a crayfish yet. Too early?
Too early. We're spooking with the light.
Sure, yeah, you want to light him up? There he is. Snapping turtle. It's getting a little bit mosquito-y out here. But it's also getting pretty dark. And some of the crayfish are starting. Like there's one there on this rock here. So I don't know if this is going to work, but I brought a spaghetti strainer. And sometimes you can scare them backwards into a pail or a scoop. Or I might just try and grab them. But either way, it's going to be two-handed, and I have to set the camera down here for a bit. There they are. We're gonna have a little closer look at these guys in the morning in the light. We're gonna call it a night. Lots of bugs out here, and that's a pretty good pile of crayfish for our meal tomorrow. So we'll pick up in the morning. Alright, now's our chance to check these guys out in the light. And I know it's not super clear on camera, but I'll do a couple close-ups for you. So the rusty crayfish is native to the Ohio River Basin, and it is invasive in Ontario. It will outgrow and outcompete our native Ontario species, of which I believe there are 3, but I'm not 100% sure on that. And the way you can tell the invasive species from the native species is they have a rusty patch on their sides, so hence the name rusty crayfish. And they also have a black band on the tips of their claws, so you might be able to see that they have a bit of an orange tip on their claw, but they also have a black band, and native species do not have that. So at a quick glance through this bucket, I only see rusty crayfish out of this whole bunch. So we might have done our ecosystem a good deed by removing them from where we caught them. So these guys, we're going to cook these guys up. And I just realized my microphone is down in the bucket with you, so I'll be interested to see how the audio turns out on this one. We also are making some sumac-ade, staghorn sumac, infused in water. We're going to set them in the sun and let the sun beat down on them, and then we're going to add maple syrup. We're going to look for some maple syrup.
Find some maple? There might be some. There's probably some in the log cabin.
Okay. And sweeten it up a little bit.
Make it sweeter.
Yeah. And then we're going to filter them. So the little hairs, I don't know if they bother me. They might bother some people though, so we'll run them through a coffee filter or something just to clean them up before we drink them. What else? Oh, can I have a peek at the cooler here? Sure. Our little collection before we get it all tidied up and ready. So we did some foraging. I just did some still shots of that while we were out. So we picked some mulberries, and we picked some Queen Anne's lace, some tansy, some chicory, some blackberries. So a little bit of extra to go with our fish and crow. And speaking of fish, what about these rainbow trouts?
We're hanging out.
We should add one. We should add a rainbow trout to our feast. First up, we're gonna get these crayfish boiling on here and enjoy those with a little bit of butter. And then we're gonna get all the rest of the fish cleaned up. It's so hot out right now that you can't just have these things lying around in the heat because they kind of are attracting flies and going off. So we're gonna take the fish, after we eat crayfish, then the fish are coming out of the cooler onto the board, scaled, gutted, onto the fire. Cool. You joining us for some crayfish?
No. I'll look at them.
This is Kevin from Modern Self-Reliance. Not sure if I introduced him earlier, but there he is. Oh, did you bring my favorite power pack?
Yes.
Oh, that's not, mine's smaller than that one.
That's what she said.
Yeah. Yours is so big. The EcoFlow Max, eh?
That one, that's an all-weekend one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a 2-day. I've actually been eating these since I came back from Texas. So I'll see if I remember how to do it. It's something to do with the tail.
Rainbow trouts.
Got some big ones in here.
Yeah. So these rusty crayfish can go up to 13 centimeters. That's probably how big that guy is, right?
Are they all the same? They're all invasive?
Every one I looked at that I paid attention to was a rusty crayfish. You can still see their rusty spot turned like bright red. Yeah. So rusty.
Where are they from?
Rusty. Ohio.
Really?
The Ohio River Basin.
Huh. That's interesting. So somebody carried some spores up here or whatever.
Well, yeah, they think it was in fish bait. Fishermen dumping their bait buckets.
Makes sense.
And like clearly they're an effective invasive species because I don't think we caught a single native variety.
Oh, I thought maybe one of the bigger ones might have been.
Yeah.
But there's some dunking.
Yeah. All right.
Adobo, you guys know where to find that. Some butter, you guys know where to find that too. We didn't find that.
Nope.
They're gonna be very hot still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
hopefully they're finished. They're cooked.
Pull off the tail.
You gotta eat the poop too.
Yeah.
That's the best part.
I think you have to, right?
I think you're supposed to click one way and click the other, and then you pull it out, and then the meat's in the tail section, okay. And then you just gotta
just pick it apart,
discard the feet, and then basically that's your chunk, as far as I know.
Yeah.
And then you dunk it. and then you're going to slurp that out. Try not to get too much shell, and then you can break it open. These aren't as big as the ones in Texas, that's for sure.
No.
And then you get a little bit of shell, and then you can pick away at the tail, but ideally it will come all out in one piece, but since these aren't very big.
Tasty,
get a chunk, good chunk like that. There we go. Whip the rest away. That was a small one, small medium-sized one. And then if you look inside there, there's all the organs and things, which is also pretty tasty.
Yeah.
Yeah, like up in front. You can get another chunk. And then there's a chunk in the claws as well.
So you peeled the shell off the back,
The torso. Yeah.
and then you ate that piece.
Whatever's in there, whatever's soft is in there is good, and there's a, I don't know if it's fat or whatever else in there too. And then the claws, there's some meat in the claws, but
Yeah, these claws are pretty small.
they're pretty small. But the small claw won't have anything. The big one you might be able, doesn't have anything. The big one you might be able to crush and get it, but that's similar to what you get from a crab.
Yeah, or a lobster.
Right? Yeah, lobster or crab. But I don't know if we're gonna mess with that. But the big ones, obviously, that's what Bob said when he did it in Texas. He's like, you just click one way, click the other.
Oh, okay.
And then it kind of separates the little connector there.
Yeah, and then you get more meat on it.
Yeah, and then you can sometimes.
I didn't know these tricks when I was at a crayfish boil in Virginia.
They didn't give you the cold nose.
No.
So these are pretty good, but you need a lot of them.
Yeah, well,
To make a go of it.
so you either need like a whole bunch of kids who love catching crayfish, or you need passive trapping methods that work.
True.
Right?
Yeah, that's the way to go. Kevin's holding the camera. You want to try one?
Nope.
Not at all?
Oh.
This might be your only chance.
You said they're invasive? I'm gonna catch my own.
You wait long enough, they'll be knocking on your door.
We
When they'll run out of
we
room
put a
in
whole
all the
bunch in
rivers.
there. No,
Yeah,
that wouldn't be a good idea.
little house surprise.
Yeah. Well, that's course number one. We're going to keep picking away at this, and then
Then cook some more stuff.
Yeah, when
Oh,
we're done-
I got the whole tail out in one pull.
good work. That's what you want. That's going to look nice.
Okay.
Did you break the claw?
Nothing hardly anything.
You need like a little picking tool.
Yeah,
Tweezers. You need the tweezers.
right here, there's a picking tool. It's the other claw.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It just pops right out. You can eat the claw.
Huh.
Come on.
These are really small.
I don't know. This is look at the size of that one.
Yeah,
Well, compared to like a lobster.
There's the picking tool. The one half of the claw. Then you gotta bite it to crack it open. Yeah, these are tasty. And then let's get this little. You'll use the one claw to excavate the other claw.
How long did it take to boil?
Oh, 2 minutes.
Nice.
Smallmouth, rock bass, smallmouth, rock bass. Modern self-reliance on his tractor, and one bluegill.
Use a knife, or are you going to use a fork?
Oh, yeah, we're gonna scale them or fillet them?
Scale.
All right.
Or maybe I'll use this.
There you go.
Rock
rock bass. What else we got? Rock bass, bluegill,
Yeah. Smallmouth.
What do you want? One of each?
Cook them all.
It's gonna be hot. Whoa! Rock bass. What else? That's it. 2 rock bass.
That's all that's gonna fit.
There we go. There we go. We still got crow left.
Yep.
All right, it's coming in hot. Jumping in here, Jer?
Yep.
Oh, look at that. Oh, that's good.
That's it?
Yeah. Fresh off the fish. Adobo. Oil.
Pretty hot.
Oh, it's really hot. Whew. That's good stuff. Try the bass.
Oh, that's good.
Smallmouth bass. That's like the survival starter pack.
Yep.
Fish.
Yep.
Whatever you can find. Rock bass.
Butter. Adobo.
Staple items.
You guys couldn't catch any perch?
No,
Nope.
it's any perch.
I don't even think I saw one.
Weird.
No. You're looking forward to trying the crow.
Yeah, I am.
That'll be next.
Crow's good. You've never tried crow?
No.
That's actually enough fish for a couple people. So we still got 2 big ones left we have to cook.
Yep.
And we still have the crow, so we did pretty good.
Well, you want to dump these guys out on the board and get those other 2 fish going?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't want those other fish sitting, right?
Yeah. Okay. Let's keep going. More to eat.
What's this then? Is this round 2 of round 2? So our fish are all done now. The last 2 bass. And we're gonna move on to crows. So you're thinking that this should get filleted off the breastbone, and then we'll cook them as little.
Yeah, I think if you plop it, like it'd be fine if we were gonna bake it with it covered.
Yeah.
But I think if we throw it in the pan like that, you're gonna have like a raw side and a cooked side.
Yeah.
And a tough side, like a chewy side and an uncooked side.
Yeah.
So I think your best bet, like you could still throw the breastbone down there and see what happens and like cook it separately and eat it.
There's not going to be much left after the.
There's not going to be much left. Yeah. Like
after that comes off.
That's what you get.
And then after this comes off.
And then I would recommend even like butterflying that. We'll just do a quick sear.
Sure.
Does that sound good?
Yeah, I don't know if as long as they're cooked through, like.
Yes.
I don't think we want a quick sear that doesn't cook them through.
You're nervous about this?
We're not super nervous.
Do you see any worms crawling out of it?
The ones you can't see are the ones you have to worry about.
Yeah. The adult ones are the ones you don't have to worry about. You're worried about the eggs.
That's right.
The spores.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they're mostly going to be in the intestines anyway. Not that you didn't smear the intestines around on the breast of this or anything, but.
No, this isn't like a super precision operation.
So I'm wondering, I've been watching Meat Eater lately.
Oh yeah, we're still throwing a Meat Eater thing in here?
Well, I'm going to throw a little bit of shade. Because he's been copying our stuff and saying, oh, I've never heard of anybody eating a skunk. They put a video the other day and like,
I heard that.
I don't know anybody. Like we did it 4 years ago.
Yeah,
we
I
did
heard
it.
that little plug and then
I'm
I was
like, come on. So I dropped a comment down there so you guys go find his Meat Eater video.
Yeah.
I made a nice big bold comment and I said, there's more than a few of us YouTubers who have eaten the skunk. So go find that comment in there and give it a thumbs up and bump it right to the top.
Yeah.
Because I think, you know, credit where it's due, right?
Yeah.
We've been eating this weird stuff
when we did it,
before they even started a series.
There was no skunk eating going on YouTube.
No.
When we did that.
No, but there was Sean Woods. Ate one before us, but he only ate a bite of it and he threw the rest away and he said it was gross. Yeah. We made skunk palatable before anybody else did.
I think so.
And we have the first documented proof of eating skunk before anybody else did. Like we made it edible
On YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
Well, in history, right?
Wow.
Because there's written, but there's no like Kevin's losing his stuff
I'm
there
not.
too.
I'm not going to make any claims against history, but as far as YouTube and like media goes, I think we're the first ones.
Well, anybody could have written it in a book and not done it. We have documented proof of it happening. And the records, the historical records of eating weird things like skunk is kind of vague.
Yeah.
Because the preparation is always like, yeah, skunk tastes great. Be sure to ensure you get a young of the species. Like that doesn't mean somebody ate it. I mean, somebody probably did eat it, but I'm not saying nobody ate it before we did. I'm just saying we have the documented proof that it can't be done. And we actually in detail showed how to clean a skunk without, and Meat Eater did not do that. They just glossed over that and made it kind of a goof.
Oh, okay.
Not saying like Meat Eater hasn't done some great things, but hey,
has.
credit where it's due.
Yeah. No,
We've
got a good team over
so I think they've done a crow thing since, haven't they?
there. Yeah,
They might have. They're doing weird things now, right?
Yeah.
They haven't done a porcupine yet, so I'm sure they're going to do that. Say, well, we're the first people. I've never heard of anybody eating a porcupine. We've done it. We're not missing too many weird things.
No. A possum?
I've done possum.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, there's some things on my list, but I'm not going to give
You don't want to
anybody
give
else any ideas, but there are some weird
Catch and
things
Cook
left.
Wolverine.
Yeah.
Stay away from that one.
Yeah, so
Stephen Ranella.
there you go. We want to do it first. Now you can eat whatever weird stuff you want, but I'm just saying.
Speaking of
You checking in there for something?
pellets. I already pulled 2 out.
Oh, there you go.
I'm
Look
gonna
at those
save
little,
them.
look at those little pellets. You're gonna
I tell
save
you
your
that,
pellets?
I'm gonna reload one shell with all the pellets that I find over the years. I'm gonna have one big recycled.
Before you do all that, you gotta breast it. Like you gotta do like because if you cut it again, you're gonna have slivers. You know what I mean? Like just
Slivers are okay, but you want
slice it in
you were
butterfly.
thinking like
Yeah. So it's all the same. So when I put it on, it cooks all at the same time. It's all the same speed. You know what I mean?
I'm not that fancy. Okay, just cut it. Just cut it. I'm gonna turn it. Yeah, just
Like that, exactly.
I got
And then,
this.
like just like venison. You want a big piece, you want a bigger steak, and you just fold it open.
I don't
And then
really do that.
just don't cut all the way through. Don't cut all the way. Oh, stop! Oh, you're finding stuff now. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Do you want some? What do you want first? While it's sticky.
You mean like before we cook it?
Yeah, just like that. There you
Sure.
go. Okay. Can you fatten that one out, or is that good? Because it might be raw in the middle.
It's not. No, it's gonna be like when you score a fish. It's gonna be like a scored one.
We'll do it that way then.
So we have an experiment. Speaking of things that we do and don't eat, I guess we're going to talk about vegetables later, eh?
Yeah, so
While we're eating?
while we're eating the crow, we'll go over some of the other things we collected here.
Yeah.
Because, well, there's a story behind that too.
Yeah. We should invite the Meat Eater crew to come out and eat something weird with us.
Yeah, do you think they would come?
Who knows?
They might.
Yeah.
We have to do a collaboration with them.
Yeah. Get those out of there.
That's good. We'll eat those after. And pick the bones.
Are you always moving dirt on your channel, or do people have to go to Instagram at Dirty Kev to see that stuff?
That's right. Oh, it's very dirty. I'm debuting the new shorts today.
Oh my goodness!
The other ones fell apart, but these are cut still.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Are they famous on your channel?
they started off as full pants.
Yeah. Oh,
on the
nice.
spider hole dig, and then they didn't end well.
Didn't last, eh? Wooded
I was
Beardsman
gonna save it for my channel.
nails a joke. Part 2.
Yeah,
Take 2.
I was gonna say how cooked do you want it? Would you like it murdered?
Ka. Double whammy.
Well, Jerry wanted it well cooked. Yeah?
Yep.
What are you doing over there? I don't know if I've told you what it tastes like.
Tastes like meat.
Well, it tastes like a kind of meat, so I want to see if you agree with it.
Like coyote meat?
I'm not gonna say. No clues, no hints.
Like chicken liver?
I'm not gonna say.
Like wadobo?
Well, it's gonna taste like wadobo, but
okay. Well,
what kind of meat does it taste like?
I'm gonna get a piece cooling down a bit because
you can't just eat it like that. It'll be delicious.
Oh, I'm gonna let it cool down.
I'm gonna eat it warm.
Here's some dessert. I told you we picked some blackberries. I think these are actually thimbleberries, although I technically don't know the difference. And some of them are mulberries. Oh, you're already into it?
I'm waiting for you.
It's too hot.
Just blow on it.
I was just stalling so I don't burn myself. What does crow look like? Looks like this.
No, it's over.
It's like tough venison.
Yeah.
Was that what you were thinking?
No. It's tough because I murdered it.
No, we didn't brine it or anything. Like,
no, it's overcooked.
We didn't slow cook it.
But I overcooked it because you didn't want to eat anything raw. Venison.
It does.
It's venison. It's only chewy venison because we didn't brine it. We didn't.
It isn't actually venison.
We didn't treat it very well.
It's crow.
It's overcooked. Like I would have cooked it a lot later than that.
That's yummy. I'd eat crow again.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with crow meat. Crow meat actually tastes like venison. It is 100% like venison.
Well, you know what some people say.
What's that?
I don't like venison. It's too gamey.
Well, they just don't like it. They just didn't have it cooked properly. All right, we're gonna go over a few more things here. You can keep eating your venison of the sky. So we have our berries for dessert. You guys know what they're mulberries and blackberries. We ran into some trouble when harvesting them. They weren't ready yet. Low moisture content this year. Low amounts of rain, so I don't think they've ripened yet. So we didn't get lots. We got a handful of these. We're gonna sip on this after. We're gonna save that. Do you want to go over this stuff real quick here? We got, this is pigweed, or is it not called pigweed? It's not the same thing.
No, this is wild garlic. Garlic mustard.
Oh, and we forgot that we could have went and grabbed some nettles, which we didn't do. We could have got some fresh nettles. Pigweed, right? So it's invasive, or not invasive, but just like it, you know.
Pigweed is that amaranth that comes up in your garden.
Right. It's kind of a
garlic mustard isn't invasive from.
Right, and somewhere. Then we got these are the Queen Anne's lace.
Carrot.
Second generation, so it's too woody. So we're not going to bother cooking that, but it is edible. We've got our milkweed. Milkweed, we had a great experience with these. We ate a lot of these. Taste like green bean-ish. Yeah. Bitter green bean, but it's not my favorite.
I poisoned myself on them.
Yeah, we ate too much.
So I don't like eating them much anymore. But.
And then the other things we got is obviously the flour of the Queen Anne's lace, right?
Yep.
And then we figured this was like a fish spice, but we didn't like it.
That's what I've always heard. We've tried it. We didn't like it. We didn't notice it.
It just smells like it smells like a weed, right? And it would make your fish taste like a weed too.
This is tansy.
Tansy, right? And then we got some chicory.
But not the part you want to eat.
No.
You want the leaves and the root.
Right. And so that's more of a medicinal as far as I know. So that's what we could find in our 72 hours of foraging. Pretty successful. And we still have choke cherries too. We didn't grab any of those. But we're gonna finish the rest of this crow.
Well, I'm staying in the log cabin tonight, so maybe I will give you a closer look at this before I end the video, and then we'll sign off. Look at that cute round window. It's so nice in here. Check it out. Cook surface, little shelf with books, some decor, a wood stove that I definitely will not need to run this evening, but I'll open that window up and get some air in here. Now Kevin said he was going to set up the EcoFlow for me, so he's got the EcoFlow Max, which is similar but bigger than the EcoFlow Delta that I've been using a lot in the last year and a half, I guess. So I'll be able to charge my phone here tonight, run the cabin power, and he also offered that I could run the new EcoFlow air conditioner, which is designed for like off-grid camping and stuff, which is also a bit tempting. Or I might even just ask him if I can borrow a shop fan and just run a shop fan in here just to have some little bit of sound and a little bit of air movement. So pretty nice setup. Anyway, that's it for this video. Thanks for following along, and I'll see you on the next one, YouTube.